Never give up, no matter how hard life gets, no matter how much pain you feel. Pain will eventually subside, nothing remains forever, so keep going and don't give up. I do not have any fears, no fear of dying, of failure, of anything. That means I am very dangerous for my opponents. Talent or intelligence doesn't matter, it's your dreams that will decide how big a person you will become. You all have to make a new Pakistan. Naya Pakistan is not a slogan, it's a belief. Compromise for your dream but never compromise on your dream. Terrorism is you winning hearts and minds of people. It is not defeat that destroys you, it is being demoralized by defeat that destroy you. I am not anti-West, I am pro-Pakistan. When I came into politics I always thought there was a possibility I would be killed. I have always believed that one should not be scared of losing, I think that really is the key. Colonialism deprives you of your self-esteem, and to get it back you have to fight to redress the balance. I further promise you, that all my wealth and property will be in Pakistan. I will take ownership of this country and won't be like those leaders who create hideouts abroad. I am basically a private person. The more you study, the more you know, how less you know. I believed in myself. I never imagined myself as just an ordinary player. It's more important to try to do something for the crores of poor people of my country. What I perceive, is above all justice, where everyone has the same law. If you want to know the reality of life, then you should travel. At first travel your country, after that start traveling the world. Travel to know your surroundings so that we can say that you are an aware person. Nature, people and culture are calling you, so travel. But having set myself these goals, I had to work really hard to achieve them. In most of Pakistan it is a feudal country. People are very scared and oppressed by authority. But when you move to these wilder areas, they are not so easily suppressed. Without liberty I have nothing left to use except my body. If your house is burning, wouldn't you try and put out the fire? If you have political reform in the Islamic world, the spiritual reform would follow. The team which handles the pressure best, carries the day. India is using troops in Kashmir. They are losing the battle of heart and minds. It's like treating cancer with dispirin. Just give it everything you've got and bowl as fast as possible. I have fruit trees. Cows for fresh milk, yogurt. My own wheat. I'm basically self-sufficient. But I don't need to use politics as a way of making money. In Pakistan politics is hereditary. I did not lose this election, or had a bad result compared with what we might have got because of Islam. There can only be democracy when money is not allowed to be spent in politics. The team that is going to win is the one that does its homework the best by studying its opponents. I am called an Islamic fundamentalist by Rushdie. My critics in Pakistan say I am a Zionist agent. I must be doing something right. And when the pressure was on us, the team handled it very well. One has to learn to play well under pressure. I want my team to play like a cornered tiger, when it's at its most dangerous. The future of Indo-Pak cricket will depend on how the peace process goes. I will protect your tax money. It won't be spent on Prime Minister and Governor houses. Inshallah, the day PTI government comes in power, these walls of governor houses will be brought down. We will break these walls and make libraries and playgrounds for the public to use. People still laugh at me in politics. They think I won't make it, but I think I will. After Harold Wilson, I will be your next chancellor to become Prime Minister. Cricket is a pressure game, and when it comes to an India-Pakistan match the pressure is doubled. My countrymen, I am wholeheartedly thankful to you today for proving that change isn't coming but it has already come. Are we Pakistanis, children of a lesser god? Is there one law for the West and one for us? Is our democracy supposed to be only democracy if you give us a no objection certificate? Personally, I don't think solving corruption is such a big problem. In fact, the experience at Oxford has really helped me later in life. If there is one venue where Pakistan can beat Australia, then Adelaide is that ground. People didn't want the People's Party to come into power again, so they saw in us a viable alternative, not us, because everyone knew we were not ready. At the moment we have a ruling class that is one law and the people the other. I want you all to stand like the Muslims who stood with La ilaha illallah for truth and right. If one area I felt it was a tough election was I couldn't see my young son and I couldn't see my wife a lot, but apart from that for her also it was an experience. Lack of rule of law is the main reason Pakistan could not join the ranks of progressive nations. People wanted to vote for us, but the mechanics of getting the voters to the polling stations we didn't have. We did not have the money most of all. Because I'm anti-war, I've been called pro-Taliban. A country that relies on aid? Death is better than that. It stops you from achieving your potential, just as colonialism did. In a country where 500,000 die every year only for drinking polluted water, it is more necessary for us to do something for them. They do not understand Islam, and I think that is one area where perhaps I hope one day I will play a role in actually making people understand what we perceive Islam to be. During my 21 years of playing cricket, I have never been approached by anyone or offered a bribe. I have studied Murad Saeed's case myself. He have not submitted any fake degree. It's a conspiracy against him. If he had any fears, if he was guilty he wouldn't have went to court. The war on terror is the most insane and immoral war of all time. The Americans are doing what they did in Vietnam, bombing villages. But how can a civilized nation do this? How can you eliminate suspects, their wives, their children, their families, their neighbors? How can you justify this? What most people didn't realize in the Western countries is that here it's not a question of having supporters, it's a question of getting these votes to the polling stations.